The new city centre isn't finished, but a big part of it is in working order. And already critics see signs that Birmingham may learn what many Americans already believe, that in the car age, the great days are over for city centres like this, because more and more traffic-weary citizens prefer to shop and take their pleasures in the new and less congested suburban centres. This is happening in America, even in cities which have built ambitious new city centres, like this one at Birmingham. Here at home, the City of London is an example of a heart that has changed. Once people lived here. Now, when the office is closed, the city is deserted. Will it be different in Birmingham? This is Birmingham's new city centre at what ought to be the peak of leisure time activity. Let's see, it's 5 minutes to 8. And look at it, plenty of traffic in the roads running through the city centre. But in the pedestrian precinct itself, the bright lights of shops that shut hours ago, and no bright crowds to go with them. A few hundred yards away in the old parts of central Birmingham, it's lively enough at night. Give us time, the planners say, and the evening crowds that come here now will come to the new city centre. But most of the new city centre so far has almost nothing but shops and offices. And here people have to take second place to motor traffic. It flows unobstructed along one-way roads at different levels. It can move at a speed that makes crossing the sundering roads impossible for all but the swift and foolhardy. Shoppers can cross under the roads and move from one pedestrian precinct to another through subways. But more and more shoppers, the critics say, will find this just too much trouble. I believe, Mr. Norton, that when they started to rebuild the city centre here, your family had been running a departmental store in this building for more than half a century.
That is so, and for 56 years until last Saturday, when after 3 years of very difficult trading here, in fact, we lost about £100,000 of the trade in the 3 years, this was enough, so we closed.
Now, why did you lose trade? Everybody hasn't lost trade as a result of the rebuilding, have they?
I know, but then you see, when the ring road was put here, it isolated us on the wrong side of it, as it were, with this fast-moving traffic, making very difficult for customers to get here, and they don't like using the subways yet.
Do you think, then, that the future of shopping is in suburban centres?
Certainly I do, and my colleagues do. We feel that one has got to keep pace with the motor car. As you know, traffic's increasing, everybody's going to have a car by 1970 or thereabouts. And unless one is going to make peace with the motor car in this sort of way, I don't feel there is a future for private traders anyhow.
Well, I'm still not clear whether or not you think that the old kind of city centre, and I'm not thinking of a civic centre, but...
No, the whole centre.
Yeah, it is now impossible.
The feeling you get in it, you mean? No, I don't think it's impossible, provided we treat our cars sensibly and don't give them everything they want. But what I'm worried about myself, and we haven't enough study on this, is whether, in fact, people are going to be prepared to use forms of public transport or their feet, which is what happened, feet in the old centre, or whether they want the car so badly that they're going to force, society's mainstream is going to force development outside of our old centres.
Alderman Thomas, your committee began to rebuild the city centre in 1957, but the plans were first submitted, I believe, in 1946, and they embody some pre-war ideas. Is this so?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Well, in the light of that, do you think that these plans are good enough, not only for today, but for tomorrow?
We think so.
Well, I've heard a good deal of criticism already, For example, in the city centre as it now is, there are one or two small restaurants, but there are no bars, there are no places you can get a drink that I could see. There are no places of entertainment. You can't go to theatre, cinema.
You haven't been round as well as you might have done then, Mr. Robertson, because...
Well, compare it with the old part of Birmingham itself, or with the centre, the old centre of any other city, and it certainly lacks these things.
No, there are new public houses opening in Birmingham almost every week now. If you go onto the new Ringway, you will find 2 new pubs which have been opened in the last, well, they've been opened this year. If you go to the other side of the city, you'll also find new pubs. Old pubs are being knocked down, and we shall most certainly replace the facilities that were enjoyed in those old pubs. So have no fear, there'll be pubs in the new Birmingham on the same scale as before, but better, brighter, more spacious, and much more comfortable pubs than in the past. So no problem about pubs.
See, Mr. Thomas, I wouldn't deny for a minute that, you know, these are very ambitious and lavish plans.
Yes, they are.
But I wonder if you're not trying to do something which experience elsewhere shows to be impossible in modern conditions. Now, I can tell you that there are American cities, New York, Philadelphia, Detroit,
Oh, you needn't tell us because we've
Cleveland,
been.
San Francisco, Los Angeles. Their city centres have all gone dead. And in some cases, this has happened in spite of lavish and expensive rebuilding
Yes,
jobs.
yes, we've been to New York, we've been to Philadelphia, we've been to Chicago, and we understand the problems of the American cities, and we're trying to learn from that experience in the same way as we're trying to learn from the experience of the German and other European cities. We are, like everyone else, living upon the experience of other people and learning from it.